Wherever the eyes of the world are focused, wherever history is in the making, she is there, organising events, guiding those new to the limelight, bringing openness to those who shape the destinies of the planet. In the corridors of power, behind closed doors, she is the one the leaders follow, jetting around the world to bring words of comfort to the bewildered. Ever ready to share herself with her public, she'll even give up her Sundays to bring colour to our lives. Interrupting her busy schedule to be with us tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Dame Edna Everage.
I must be wearing one of my most gorgeous frocks tonight. Slightly ethnic flavour, isn't it? Lovely. I'm feeling good and I know I'm looking good. Of course, you're not just looking at my frock. I wonder who's looking at my hat, because I am wearing a hat. I'm not wearing my chat show hostess's hat, my Melbourne megastar millionaire's hat either. I'm wearing, wait for this, my gynecological hat. Because all my guests tonight are pregnant. They're all in an interesting condition. They're heavily pregnant, as a matter of fact. Little Zsa Zsa Gabor, Germaine, Greer, Mouskouri, even Charlton, Heston. They're all bulging with something very, very exciting. They are. They're expecting a blessed event because my guests are pregnant with wit. They are. Their conversational waters are all about to burst and inundate the lot of us. They are. Because tonight, I'm a mega midwife. I'm going to help my guests through their contractions tonight. I'm going to help them deliver healthy, chubby, gurgling interviews and performances. Yes, it's a labour of love. And despite little Chuck Heston, little Charlton, Heston, my favourite biblical person, who I feel I've known in a biblical sense. In spite of him, it's a woman-oriented show tonight. It is. The men may experience sympathy pains, but I'm all scrubbed up and ready to go. I've snapped on the surgical gloves, and I'm scrubbed up, unlike, I might say, my little New Zealand bridesmaid. Yes, little Madge Allsop. Hello, Madge. Oh, I hope I don't excite this woman too much. She's just held together with bacteria, this woman. And talking of germs, my first guest has got the word germ embedded in her very name. She's a little chum of mine from way back. She's raunchy and spunky, and is she brainy? Let's hear it for Dr. Germaine Greer. Little badge. We just put badges on people, Possum, so I can remember who you are. Not that I need. My memory jogged. What have you got there?
You'll never guess what this is.
No, I can't guess, darling. It's a little basket.
Yes. I forget what country it was made in. They make them all over the place. But do you recognise this? Gently. It's 35 years old.
Looks like one of Madge's gallstones.
Sniff it.
Is it a
Don't you recognise that New Zealand butter?
Darling, I'm sorry. Tell me, help me, Germaine.
You remember that first batch of scones we made all that long time ago? I nicked one and I kept it.
I taught you to cook scones when you were a little girl, didn't I? Way back in Melbourne. And this is one of them. You smell... Oh, look, Germaine, look what time has done to it. Look at that, will you, Madge? Goodness, you're a funny woman bringing a thing like that on. What is that in there?
No, sniff.
Oh, they're lamingtons, you clever girl. For those of you who don't know, a lamington is an Australian ethnic cake. It's a cube of stale sponge, heavily iced with chocolate, and you roll in coconut. You roll it in coconut. We'll eat those later. I want to take you down memory lane. Viewers, many moons ago, when I was just a young and prematurely intelligent housewife in my hometown of Melbourne, and you were just a little schoolgirl, I had a kitchen. I suppose it seemed to you then a very, very big kitchen. It was a huge kitchen. And there was a lovely smell of cooking there, and sponge fingers and lamingtons and vanilla slices. And these little kiddies from the neighbourhood and from other neighbourhoods used to come along, and they'd pop in and sit around the kitchen table, and they'd just... Well, I suppose they were looking to me for help and advice, and you were one of them. It was a Catholic home you came from, wasn't it?
No, it was mixed. My father was a Calathumpian.
Oh, was he? Well, I knew there was a problem of some kind. But, darling, think of the other children who sat around my kitchen table. There was that little boy with hair all over his face, rather stunted, who used to trace some of the little Donald Ducks on the TV. Who was that? Rolf, was it?
He wasn't called Rolf then, though, was he?
I don't know. He was a little Mrs. Harris's boy, anyway. That funny boy from Sydney, who I always thought was a little bit C-O-M-M-O-N. Clive? He's done well, hasn't he? Do you remember little Rupert who delivered the papers? He
was very shy, though.
He was. I gave you a lot of advice in those days. Posture I used to advise you on.
Well...
And dress, if only you'd sought my advice this evening. No, it's lovely. It's lovely. It is.
I know I've let you down. That's why I'm nervous.
It's practical. It'll see you out anyway, darling. Germaine, a magical thing happened which thrilled us all. You wrote The Female Eunuch, which is a classic of its kind. I know Madge loved the book, didn't... Oh. She did. You know, Germaine, my bridesmaid was a pioneer of New Zealand feminism. She was. That's why it never took off. You know, she didn't burn her brow, the neighbours did. Tell me, how did the book, the success of The Female Eunuch, change your life? Because it must have. Money rolled in.
I don't think it's been very influential at all. I think you've been much more influential. I mean, Mrs. Thatcher is somebody who's learned every lesson you had to teach. She's going to turn England into Moonee Ponds. That's her stated objective. Everybody in their own home, making new surrounds for the fireplace and mowing the nature strip and polishing the car. It's going to be just like Moonee Ponds.
There's nothing wrong with those activities, Germaine.
Oh,
please, you're talking about your background now. I just want to know, though, when the money flooded in, how did you spend it? Now, come on.
Well, I needed your advice, Edna. I didn't find a
Stop fiddling with that Kleenex, too.
I didn't find a tax haven.
You didn't find a tax haven?
No. So I paid it all to the government sooner or later.
Well, that's what we all have to do. We have to pay our dues, my darling.
But then they bought a Polaris.
The proceeds of The Female Eunuch, isn't that spooky? They're big, long, pointed things. I want to know something from you.
Oh, God.
Darling, I do. Now, you're regressing into a sort of guilty child when I'm talking to you, and I don't want that. We're women talking to each other now, by satellite all over the world, and I want you to tell me this, Germaine, darling. You have not tied the knot. Now, I don't want you spending the rest of your life alone. What about the menfolk? You were married, you were hardly a marriage. It was a mockery of a marriage.
How do you know?
Because I read his so-called expose. I was sickened, he wrote for one of these Rupert papers.
Edna,
Didn't you read that? I'm on your side, darling.
So why did you read it, Edna?
I couldn't help it. You were married for about a minute, weren't you?
3 weeks.
3 weeks. Well, that's a minute in the eyes of the Lord. I'll tell you this, darling. Here, I'm getting a bit Catholic in my old age. Is it going to happen again? And if not, why?
I hope not.
No. Why?
I don't believe in divorce, Aunt Edna. It was you who told me that it's for life, it's for keeps. I didn't divorce him, he divorced me. And I'll never... Look.
Oh, you've still got the ring.
No one else can get a ring onto that finger. That's there to tell them.
So you still hold a candle for him, do you, darling?
More like a trident.
I'd like to talk to you for the rest of time, my dear. But for the moment, a little break in our conversation because I want to introduce a musical friend of mine. My next guest is a dish from Greece, more scrumptious than a feta salad. She's the songbird of the Acropolis, the kookaburra of the Parthenon. A very warm welcome to Nana Mouskouri.
Well, it's a marvelous night for a moon dance with the stars up above in your eyes. A fantabulous night to make romance neath the cover of October skies. You know the leaves on the trees are falling to the sound of the breezes that blow. And I'm trying to please to the calling of your heartstrings that play soft and low. You know the night's magic seems to whisper on the hush, and all the soft moonlight seems to shine as you blush. Can I just have one more dance with you, my love? Can I just make some more romance with you, my love? Well, I want to love to you tonight. I can wait till the morning has come, and I know how the time is just right, and straight into my arms you will run. When you come, my heart will be waiting to make sure that you're never alone. There and then all my dreams will come true, dear. There and then I will make you my own. And every time you touch me, you just tremble inside. And I know how much you want me that you cannot hide. Can I just have just one more dance with you, my love? Can I just make some more romance with you, my love? Well, it's a marvelous night for the moon dance with the stars up above in your eyes. A fantabulous night to make romance neath the cover of October skies. And every time you touch me, you just tremble inside. And I know how much you want me that you cannot hide. Can I just have one more dance with you, my love? Can I just make some more romance with you, my
Hello, Nana.
Oh, dear.
Hello, my
So
little look-alike.
wonderful to see.
Germaine.
Hello.
How do you do?
Do sit here, my little love.
Thank you very much.
What a beautiful song that was.
Thank you.
You know, I'm tone deaf, Nana. I am. And to me, of course, these things are just a jumble of meaningless words and sounds. But you got through to me then. You did. Give us a little badge, Madge. A badge, Madge, please. I'm in danger of calling this woman Zsa Zsa. No, I'm not. Never. Not in a million years.
Oh, what beautiful glasses you have.
You're looking as pretty as a picture, too. Germaine and I have been having a little bit of girls' talk here, and I think we'll continue it with you. I've got a little surprise tucked in here, too, which I bought at Sotheby's. And look at this little pair of glasses.
Oh.
Guess what little talented Greek kiddie used to own these? Feel them. Do they bring back memories, do they?
Yes, I was a little baby.
Nana owned these when she was a baby. She did. She was pretty well born
I
wearing
was
them,
born
weren't you?
with my glasses. I was born behind a screen with my glasses.
When did you first start wearing little specs, my love?
Well, I was 5 or 6 years old. I couldn't really see very well in school, so I had to wear my glasses.
Well, you've made face furniture sexy now, haven't you? You really have. So have I, for that matter. That goes without saying. Your childhood, of course, was in Athens, wasn't
Yes,
it?
I was brought up in Athens.
A spooky time in history,
very
too, my
spooky.
love. Horrible, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Occupied by the...
By the German occupation, of course, yes. Very sad times.
Some of the Greek islands are still occupied by the... Be that as it may, there must have been little bright moments, weren't there, now?
Oh, there were, yes. And I think in my life I only think of the bright moments. That's very important. I think
I
the
get
bad
that
times
very
you should
positive
forget.
feeling from you. I do. What did your father do, my love?
My father was a projectionist in the movies.
Oh, was he?
Yes, so I was really born, as I say, behind a big movie screen. I never got to be on the screen, of course.
So you're in that little dark world of make-believe,
Yes,
were
absolutely.
you?
So I saw so many films in my life, and I tried to imitate every big artist, and I cried, and I laughed, and I danced, and I
What
sang.
were your favourite films that your father used to project onto that little Greek screen?
Well, at the time, there were a lot of foreign films, a lot, you know. It was really after the war, a lot of American, English, even German films. And, of course, everything that had to do with dancing and singing were my favorite ones. Like The Wizard of Oz and Judy Garland,
Wizard
of
of
course.
Oz. My son Kenny loves The Wizard of Oz.
Really?
You know Kenny, don't you, Germaine? You've met my son. He knows all those songs off by heart. I hear him in his little bedroom above mine. I hear his little ruby slippers tapping away. And sometimes, very late at night, I can hear him oiling his Tin Man. I assume that it's his Tin Man. Did you get to sing those songs, Nana?
Yes, of course, with my Greek accent.
Let's
I would
hear some of them.
vocalize.
What's his?
You, what?
Did you get them right?
Well, I was trying with the big R's, you know, like we had the Greeks with a R, like somewhere over the rainbow. The big R's.
But that's part of your charm, that quaint little Greek sound that you make. It is, darling. Never lose it.
Well, I'm trying hard. But
Don't. Stay as you are. But working, as it were, backstage in this little Greek picture theatre, did you have to do other jobs? Were you a little usherette shining?
Yes,
the
I was
torch?
helping my mother, really, as an usherette.
And then cleaning up the theatre, I
Everything,
suppose?
yeah.
Scrubbing the taramasalata off the Draylon upholstery.
You could not usually find it, really, in the middle of the cinema.
Lovely. And now, believe it or not, you're a mother. You've got gorgeous kiddies.
Yes.
How many?
Big children, 2, a boy and a girl.
Do they live in Athens?
No, we live in Switzerland, in Geneva now.
Switzerland?
Yes.
Do they?
Yes.
You've got a lovely home there, have you?
Yes, nice. Yeah,
I
very
think
nice.
I've got a home there. I'm not sure. I'd have to ring up one of my advisors, wouldn't I? You've got a lovely place in the country. She's got a place in Tuscany as well. Aren't we
yes.
lucky, though, to have homes all over the place? I think I am. My house in Switzerland, I think, is a place called Kloster. Do you know it at all? Do you know it? It's close to Zurich. I've been trying to say that for weeks. And I was a pioneer of the island of Mustique. I was about the first person to go to Mustique. I introduced little Princess Meg to Mustique. But I've been there more recently. It's not as nice as it was. Broken gin bottles on the beach. Cigarette butts everywhere. It's not the same. But Switzerland's lovely, and your little kids...
Very clean, isn't it?
Do you get around on skis there, or do you drive?
Oh no, drive. Don't talk to me about that. No, I never learned how to drive.
You'd need a prescription windscreen, wouldn't you?
I think it would be a big danger.
The hill starts would be difficult, wouldn't they?
That would be a big danger if I tried to drive. I think I'm better off without driving.
You're better as a passenger.
Yes. Yeah.
No, I've got a little gift for you to add to your collection. Take those ones off and pop these on. These are Nana glasses. My next guest, thank you, Nana Mouskouri. Looking beautiful. My next guest is a man. He's a film star, and he's best known for his biblical roles. Oh, wonderful, wonderful Bible films like The Ten Commandments, Sodom and Gomorrah, Ben-Hur, Earthquake, and the Colbys. So you might say I know him in the biblical sense. I'd like you to welcome the distinguished Charlton Heston. Oh, Chuck, darling. What's the matter with you?
Oh, it's ridiculous. I'm very embarrassed. I was playing tennis and I slipped. It's just a bad sprain. It's nothing. I've got a cast
Sorry,
on it.
my darling. I thought you were giving an Ironside impression.
I'll be right there.
No, don't move. Please. Sister Bedgegood, we've got a trained nurse here, Chuck. No, up you go and please help Mr. Heston, will you, sister? Oh, help is coming, darling. I thought you brought your chariot with you at first. Up you go, she'll help you. Now, gently. Take it very gently. The stairs are very...
Came in.
Please, we'll be back after this commercial break. Very pleased to hear that Charlton Heston, or Chuck as I call him, is as bright as a button and as fit as a fiddle. He's in a coma, that's right. Our Studio London Weekend paramedics tell me that he'll be right as rain for my next show. Isn't that lovely? So, it is going to be a girls' show tonight, and I want to introduce my third lady guest. She's certainly the best thing to have come out of Hungary since goulash. She's been keenly anticipated. We've been longing to have her, and at last she really is here. Your ovation, please, for Zsa Zsa Gabor.
My neck, I came down without.
You did. This way, my precious.
Thank you so
Over
much.
here, my... Look at that beautiful frock. May I introduce Nana?
Hi,
Zsa
darling.
Zsa,
Nice to
Gigi, Germaine. Zsa Zsa, Nana, Germaine.
What name?
Madge, do sit down. Badge, Madge, a badge. Very much indeed. I just have to...
Oh, my goodness, great. Mother used to do that with us. She never knew which of her daughters we are.
The one there.
Oh, no, no. You spoiled my dress.
No. There we are. Very good. Look at you. Oh, what a fabulous creature you are.
Oh,
I
thank-
forgot to curtsy. I should.
Oh, my darling, thank you.
Is it proper? You're a princess after
I
all,
know,
aren't
I'm
you?
a duchess, but I don't feel it at all. I just feel like Zsa Zsa Gabor,
Well,
a housefrau.
come on, darling. There it is, putting yourself down again.
Not
You're
really.
not a housewife.
Well, Bob Hope says every time I get divorced, I keep the house, so I'm a housewife. Before you destroy me with my divorces and marriages, I want to tell you one thing. I made 50 movies. I played on Broadway to standing ovations, standing room only. I played Las Vegas. I make always television show, and I'm self-supporting. And now destroy me, my love.
Destroy you? What sort of a monster do you think
Oh, I know
I am?
you're not a monster, but everyone always picks on my divorces and my marriages.
I'm not. I may touch upon you. I love the way this woman calls everybody darling, don't
That's
you?
me. I have to because I don't remember the names like you. So I say, darling, me, darling.
It's good. It's lovely. It's the way you say it with a K on the end.
What does that mean?
Will you say darling?
Darling.
I didn't think it was darling at first. I thought it was some old Hungarian word. I want to know how you met your prince, Zsa Zsa. How
my
did you
prince?
meet him? Your present husband.
Yeah, that was something. I was perfectly happy in America, perfectly happily divorced. And I'm always happy when I'm divorced. It's a wonderful thing. It's wonderful to get married and divorced. Two wonderful state of mind to be. It's a little different, but it's great. I love a divorce.
I've not had that experience. You know, I've been married to my husband, Norm, for, so many years now.
Isn't that wonderful?
I think it is.
That's very lucky if you can stand one man so long.
Well, we've not been under the same roof a lot of the time.
That's why you're happily married. Being under the same roof with the same man more than 2 years, it's against my religion.
But of course, you'd miss out on one thing. All those lovely anniversaries. I mean, ruby, silver.
Yeah, well, only if the stones are ruby, not just a word that I don't like. No, the ruby anniversary, which is the ruby? Which year? How many
I've
years?
lost count. It's difficult in my husband's case. I mean, you're counting the number of anniversaries. I never know whether to count the periods of coma.
Is he a sick man?
Oh, sick.
And you have to support him?
Well, my husband is a registered charity, Jacques. He's a very famous prostate sufferer. Have any of your hubbies had prostate
I
problems?
never give them enough time.
No. You know, my husband is deductible. If you... We have a day in Australia, it's Prostate Day. The friends of the prostate go out and they rattle tins. Well, they're not tins, Germaine, are they? They're sort of plastic prostates, rather like the tomatoes you see on restaurant tables. And people put money in them, and it all goes to prostate research. We started that. I helped start it.
My God, you had to, my God, if you're sick so long. I can't even pronounce the name. It's awful. It sounds bad, that name.
It does. It's a mystery to we women.
And you're
exactly
still
where the funny little Cinderella organ is. This woman has had 9 highly successful marriages.
Eight.
8.
I don't think it was so successful. I just married 8 very famous men. And when they start to bore me, which happens very soon, unfortunately, I don't know why. You see, I actually should marry a woman because they are more exciting and more funny and they can talk.
I agree.
Because men, after a while, they're tired. I'm married now to a man who's younger than I am, but he's 100 years older than I am because he's always tired, or asleep. That's terrible.
You see, does he have headaches at the crucial moment?
That's me who has the headaches at the
I don't believe that for a second, you darling. But I've seen that prince, and he's a spunky little number.
Very attractive, yeah?
Very attractive.
All my husbands were very attractive.
Did any of these husbands of yours have anything in common at all? I mean, like a mole in the same place. I mean, I personally like a man with something in the same place. I do. I like it in the same place every time.
Me too. The only thing they had in common, they were all good lovers. Because why should I marry him for other reasons?
Exactly.
It's no reason. I can support myself.
You've been married once before, haven't you, Nana?
Yes, I'm only once divorced.
Well, only once divorced, and you never marry again?
No, I would like to get married. I hope I will.
But one of my ex-husbands is free now and is wonderful.
She's so attractive, isn't she?
Beautiful.
And I wouldn't be a divorce in your
case. She's so
case.
gorgeous. On television, you look fabulous. You walked out, you're absolutely fantastic.
You look gorgeous on television, Germaine.
In life,
and who knows, in one day you might look equally gorgeous in reality. You might. But I know you didn't. I was just thinking of little Nana being divorced. I don't want to make a joke about it because, in a way, it's a tragic and yucky thing. Wouldn't be a divorce.
It happens to
It's a
everyone.
very tragic.
It'd be a Nana split. You know, you're telling me things. I have the feeling we've got such a lovely thing going. You're telling me lots of little intimate, lovely things you've probably never discussed
because you have such a wonderful way to get things out of people.
Oh, lovely. Thank you. I think I have too.
Yes?
You were married to someone by the name of Ryan. Now, that name doesn't... Was he just
Jack
a
Ryan.
nobody, this
Oh,
Ryan?
no. He is the one who invented the Barbie doll and the first missile.
The
And
Barbie doll? I thought Klaus Barbie invented it. In which case, he can't be punished enough, in my opinion.
He invented the Barbie doll. I was his next-door neighbor, and I worked very hard those years. And he gave these enormous parties with loudspeakers and horrible. And I kept on calling up the Bel Air Patrol to shut up that neighbor because I have to sleep. I get up early. So, as he said later, I had to marry her to shut her up.
You married a lot of different nationalities, Zsa Zsa.
Yes.
Is there a nationality that you especially like?
Well, I was very happy with an Englishman, George. Conrad Hilton was American, and he was older than my grandfather.
And now you're married to a German.
Yeah.
Nationalities for you, your hubby. What was he, Nana?
I don't think that the nationality matters.
You
If
don't?
find... No,
Not really.
I think,
And
no.
in the people
I
that
think
you
you have
like.
to find the right
Which
person.
nationality was he there?
My first husband was Greek, of course.
Swiss men, do you see a lot of them now?
Yeah, I see a lot of them, but I don't live with a
The
Swiss man
yodeling
for
would be a
for the
nuisance,
moment.
wouldn't it? Germaine, your little preferences? Latin?
I think they're all good at different things is the problem.
Yeah, one should have 3 husbands at the same time. I think that might work.
Actually, all I want is a very small husband.
A what?
Well, I'd like him to live in a cupboard. And I'd like him to take care of the books.
You want a sort of curator.
Do just a little useful, a gnome. A Swiss gnome might be nice. Is any such, are they really the people in Zurich? You'd know, being from cloisters, if they're real gnomes. Are they real gnomes?
I don't know. I have, of course, I go there a little bit to visit my money from time to time. Wonderful. But I'm interested to learn, you see, because in many, many ways you ladies are more experienced than me. Admittedly, I'm looking very sophisticated, but I'm a very inexperienced woman in the subjects that we've been talking about.
If your husband is so sick for all the time, that's terrible. Can't you have a lover on the side?
A toy boy? A toy boy?
A toy boy? Do you think, Germaine? I don't know. Look, it'd be awful, wouldn't it, if Norm found out?
But he doesn't have to find out if you do it right.
You think there'd be a way?
Of course there's a way. There's always a way. French people all have a husband and I love him.
Well, we'll talk about it later, but he speaks of you. Isn't this spooky? My husband, Norm, they rang me from the prostate clinic. That all last night he was saying, Zsa Zsa, Zsa Zsa, Zsa Zsa. They ran through all your films, as many as they could get at video. You know, it wasn't you at all. His little saline drip jar was empty. And he was pointing to it saying, Zsa Zsa. And you know, he could have... He could have dehydrated. Isn't it awful? A little earlier, you were saying that you liked women, and in a spooky kind of a way, and I don't mean this is not in a yucky way.
No.
You could marry a woman. I mean intellectually.
Everybody needs a wife, because a wife looks after you, is a good friend, can cook, helps you with your life. It's really true.
You're not suggesting playing hospitals with a person your own.
No. I like man. I love man. There's no way out. But do they really?
They can cook.
Yes, yeah, but they won't do it. The moment you marry them, they won't cook. Before you marry them, they
yes.
can cook.
But they can, I think.
No,
Sometimes they can.
men can cook better than women, actually.
Much better.
But you have to make such a song and dance about it. They cook something, you have to salam and praise
Oh,
them
I
and
know.
all
You have to
that
say how
jazz. They
great
won't
they
just
are.
put the food on the table. They've got to have the apron, the number, special tools, and
Exactly. Here. And Germaine, who does the washing up afterwards? We always have to clean up.
No, but there's a machine now, you know, you put everything in it. I am not going to wash up dishes, that's art. I cook, but wash dishes, that's really terrible.
What's your favourite dish, Possum?
Possum?
Possum. That's Australian for darling.
Here, my favorite dish is... I don't really have a favorite dish, but I cook one dish, which everybody I ever cooked it for marries me right away. And that dish is... it's called the Dracula goulash. It is made with... It is fantastic.
It's Dracula goulash?
It's called Dracula goulash. It comes from Dracula land, which is next door to Hungary.
The Carpathian Mountains.
Carpathian. Look how wonderful you know everything. Isn't that great?
Well, I know a little bit about a lot of things, I do. How could we help Madge? I mean, this woman has been widowed for many, many years.
Yes.
Do you think if we gave her some of your goulash, it could help her?
I think what she needs is a good man, actually.
That's a very short-sighted man. I don't mean that nastily, Madge. I mean that caringly. Have you any advice to wannabes? Do you know what wannabes are?
No.
Do you know what wannabes are, Germaine?
Somebody who wants to be
someone.
somebody.
To be something.
There are a lot of wannabe Ednas around, you know. They're little kiddies to whom I am a role model. Isn't that wonderful? Wonderful. And there are wannabe Nanas, I know that. Wannabe Germaines. No wannabe Madges, I'm afraid. But wannabe Zsa Zsas. People who've looked to you, quite rightly, as a very fine example of your type.
Shall I be insulted?
No,
Might I?
you...
Really, a very simple woman. You can't imagine
Darling,
how simple I am.
what advice would you give to these kids?
But the kids, that when they get married and they get divorced, they should give back the ring. They must give back the ring, but keep the stone.
Not bad. sharp as a tack. I've loved this. Spookily enough, we've been chatting away. We haven't even thought about the time. We've been communicating not just with words, but with our juices, with our drives, with our little vibes, our little electrical feminine vibrations. And now I'm going to do something. I always end one of my lovely shows, Zsa Zsa.
You are lovely, let me say.
Thank you.
Really, you
And
are.
so are you.
Thank you.
In fact, I could gobble you up. And your Dracula goulash. I want that recipe after
I will
the show.
send it to you.
I always end with a little song, don't I? And I've written, well, I haven't written a song. I've written new words to an old song. Remember that Irish eyes are smiling?
Of course I do.
Well, I'm not to sing it now. I'm not going to ask you to help me, but you can join in at the end, Germaine and Zsa Zsa. But I'm dedicating this song to Nana. In a way, it's about you, Possum. So I'd like you to join me in front of Laurie Holloway and the Hollow Tones. You girls can creep in later, just at the end, because this is a song that I've dedicated to Nana Mouskouri's face furniture. You'll see what I mean in a moment. When Grecian eyes are smiling through a pair of plastic frames, I smell a whiff of old moussaka at the first Olympic Games. As I strum my old bouzouki and stuff a vine leaf or two, Nana, isn't it slightly spooky that I only have eyes for you?
When Australian eyes are smiling through your diamante frames, and I just can't help thinking that you're one